as corny as it may sound, but you can taste success in any career on the basis of two factors. Either you are really talented in that field or you put in every ounce of hard work that you can. Before I look into whether interior designing is right for you or not, I really want to disintegrate a myth that has become more of a belief now. The word talent is usually seen as something you possess since birth. While I am not denying the fact that a lot of people are born with certain skills, please note that I say skill, not talent. Talent, I believe, is something that needs to be honed, to be developed and excelled at. You might be skilled at something and you can do the same thing better than others, but when it comes to talent, you need to work upon it to make it your number one skill. In short, talent is something that can be developed over a period of time. Getting back to the topic, is interior designing truly your call? When someone takes up a hobby as a career, success is guaranteed because they are doing something that they already like, which makes them a lot more motivated than someone else who has been attracted by the glamour and the money. And this is actually applicable for every career option. See, the reason why Sachin Tendulkar has reached this high of an pinnacle of success is because A, he likes playing cricket, loves playing cricket actually, and B, he works doubly hard to better his skills. At this point you might say, but sir, he was already a good cricketer. He is the only cricketer to debut at the age of 16. Doesn't that mean he is really talented? I am not saying he wasn't a good cricketer. He definitely was. But to become the Sachin Tendulkar that he is today, it took him 23 years. 23 years to become the god that he is for millions of fans today. While everyone sees his achievements, no one really knows the amount of hard work he puts in, the rigorous training he goes through. So, what do people do? They say, oh Sachin, he is simply talented here. No matter which field you are in, you absolutely have to be honest with yourself and also with your work. This becomes a lot easy if the profession you have chosen is something that gives you more than monetary comfort and benefit. In a field like interior designing, where you work mostly as a freelancer, you need to be motivated enough to see every project through and get new ones. This isn't a 9 to 5 job where you are expected to do something daily. Here you are your own boss, and when you don't have a boss or a senior employee behind your back, you tend to lag behind. So, to succeed in such a field, self-motivation is essential. And the best way to be self-motivated is to love something you do. So, what then does it really take to be a good interior designer, and how will you know if you are passionate enough to be one? Have you seen the Sagrada Familia, the famous church in Spain, which by the way is still unfinished? If not, you can Google it and check out the same for yourself. When I saw the church for the first time, I was awestruck by the sheer creativity of the architecture, the towers, the detailing, the mammoth sculpture is a giant beauty in its own right. But even before this beauty had been converted into a tangible form, it was someone's vision. Someone had envisioned that one day a structure like this would be built. And forget the beautiful ancient structures. Every house, in fact, every room that you step in is an interior designer's dream, his or her vision. So to be a good interior designer, you have to be someone who thinks about what a building, a room, a floor, a ceiling would look like. If you step into a room and feel the furniture should be set at a different angle, or the color combination looks awful, you already are in tune with the creative aspect of the profession. And remember, creativity plays a very, very important role in interior designing. Another important factor that forms the backbone of every profession, but more so of interior designing, is organization skills. You have to know every aspect of your job well. Who are the people involved? Who are the people to contact in case of emergencies? What if plan A does not work? Every detail should be on your fingertips. And if you are juggling 2 or 3 jobs together, then the need for being organized is all the more. Even if you succeed enough to start your own interior designing firm and employ dozens of people to look after every area of your business, it is essential that you are aware of what's going on in each department and for each project. So an organized person makes for a much better interior designer than an unorganized one. But don't worry, this is something that you can inculcate as one of your character traits with practice. The next factor that forms the backbone of interior designing field is leadership skills. I am sure everyone likes to be a leader. I mean, I would love to be called a leader, and so would you. But do you really have what it takes to be a leader? In this profession, you are your own boss. But remember, there are a lot of other people whose help you would require, isn't it? Or would you go around laying the bricks, painting the walls and fixing the taps all by yourself? To be a leader, it is important to be result oriented. You can't take your focus away from the end result, and you absolutely cannot procrastinate. Nope, not in this field. Procrastination will give you a bad name in the market once the clients come to know that, oh, you never stick to deadline, or you have thousands of excuses up your sleeves. You would not get a lot of projects. And trust me, everyone can spot an excuse no matter how good it is. I say from experience. Moving on, the fourth quality of an interior designer is to be a problem solver. There will be instances you need to tackle instantly in that very moment. What do you do then? Do you look for a solution, or do you sit with your head in hand cribbing about how the universe hates you, or worse, would you use this as an excuse and ask for more time from the client? A famous interior designer who happens to be a friend of mine and who has also helped put together this course once told me that when he was working on a bungalow for a very important client, and on the last day when he was inspecting the entire bungalow, he noticed that one of the walls which they had painted earlier had a huge damp spot on the upper portion because of the pressure of water. He immediately called his workers and asked them to redo the wall using the necessary steps, and the painting was redone in one night, and the bungalow was shown to the client the next day. He could have easily asked for some more time because he had a valid reason, but he didn't. Instead, he actually went the extra mile, and that is what sets him apart. That is what will set you apart. Think on your feet and go the extra mile. Apart from being a problem solver, you also need to be able to adapt quickly. Adapt to the changing trends, adapt to the changing economy, and adapt to the changing market. For instance, when the real estate economy is booming and there is a good demand for interior designers and you are being highly sought after, you can raise your rates, but when the demand is low, you need to cut down on your rates or work differently. This constant need for adaptation is important in this fast changing industry that is heavily dependent on the real estate scenario in the country. Lastly, you are driven by hunger to grow and excel. You want to learn about different color schemes, about which style works best, about how would the final look of the room change if the furniture were to be rearranged. You want to improve your skills, meet people from this field, and read more and more about the subject. When you go to someone's place, your brain automatically starts taking in the decor. You start to give the room a new look in your mind. Your creative juices start to flow, and by the time your host offers you tea, you are halfway through renovating the room in your mind. To give you a better understanding of whether you are passionate enough to take up interior designing as a career, keep watching this space for a link wherein you can take a quiz. Friends, that's it for the day. I am now looking forward to connect with you in my next video. Till then, let's work together and achieve peace of mind, financial freedom, and a career for life. Thank you.